Hi guys, welcome to It's My Life. This is a reaction video and a player ratings video of Arsenal's away game in the Champions League against Seville last night. Firstly, I don't like to brag, but I will. I got the score right and the goal scorers. So, might know something. Right, let's crack on. I'm going to go through the performance and then the player ratings. But firstly, I've got to say, what an atmosphere the home fans created in Seville. It even outdid the Champions League music. So, I don't think I've ever seen that before. So, I was a bit nervy watching it. And I think all the Arsenal fans would have been. It was cracking to see a great atmosphere, but not when your team's playing in it. Right, I'm going to go through the game as I saw it, and if you agree, that's good. If you don't, leave a comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well if you're new around here. Right, Raya. Oh, one thing I don't like is being nervous when in your goalkeeper, and he's beginning to make me even more nervous than before. He had a bit of a shaky first half, but he definitely could have been in all supporters' bad books, whatever they think of him, when he came out for a cross, which previously his crossing and handling was good, but he went for a punch, he punched it, come off like side of his hands, his knuckles, whatever, and looped over the crossbar right at the end of the game when Seville were piling on the pressure, and it could have easily ended up 2-2 with that, or even worse. But it didn't, so I'm going to give Raya a 6 for his performance. Right, I thought all the defence had a great game, but my best player in defence for me was actually Tomiyasu. He was trusted in the inverted role. I've been calling for Tomiyasu because I think he's a better defender and he can do that role well. Bow-footed, strong in the air. I've said it before in previous videos. That's who I wanted to come in, so I was happy when he was picked for the lineup. Actually only got all the players I wanted. It was only Thomas Partey that didn't play, but I think that was because of a muscle injury in training. So Jorginho was put in. I thought he had a decent game, and especially in the second half when we were under pressure, he's the kind of player that can slow it down and control. So when we had possession, he did well in just moving it along and cool-headed. In the defence, alongside Tomiyasu, who I thought was the second best defender, was Gabriel. But like I said, Tomiyasu, I thought, had a great performance. He wasn't just inverting into the midfield to do a midfield overload. He was found himself really high up top. A bit like the 8-role Xhaka did last year, because he was like, seemed to be so high, and even because when we're in possession we go to a 3 at the back like that, and Gabriel covers the inverted left back, whoever plays, and Gabriel did that really well, I thought. But we lost possession, so there was one time in the first half which I was really impressed with, because I saw Tomiyasu high up the pitch. They were on a counter-attack. Tomiyasu burst the gut to get back, and he even lunged for the Seville forward who had a strike at goal, but his lunge into trying to stop it, he didn't actually block it, but that would have put off the striker. So I think he had an all-round great game. And then, but in the first 10 minutes, we could have been one up. Martinelli, I jumped off my seat. I was screaming for it to go in. How many goals, one-on-one, do you see where it goes through the goalkeeper's legs? It nearly did that. It hit the goalkeeper's heel, went off Martinelli for a goal kick. But that was really unlucky. But we did get our chance from we were defending an attack, and the goal that was made in Brazil. Gabriel cleared it. Quality turn to Jesus. Beat his man. Threaded it through to Martinelli. Martinelli just stayed on side. One-on-one again. A complete copy of the one in the first 10 minutes. This time he went round the goalkeeper and slotted it home. Arsenal 1-0 up. Just before, actually it was in stoppage time of the first half. We went in half time 1-0 up. What a great performance. And Martinelli, in fact, had a great performance all game. We came out in the second half, pressing, creating chances. I remember White had a chance, Odegaard had a chance. But then the ball, actually, you got to compliment Raya, because the ball, it was a long ball from Raya for the Jesus goal, but I think it was Ramos won the header, and then Declan Rice, who was superb in the midfield role, and he played the ball to Jesus. Jesus was swivelling, turning, and I think I think people were thinking he was going to have a cross, and he hit the top corner with a brilliant goal. 2-0. It looked like we were going to go on to beat 3-0. I remember one stage in the second half, and this actually reminds me, Declan Rice, his performance for a midfield player was superb, nearly perfect. And there was a time when he went bursting forward in the second half. It reminded me of those that remember Vieira at Highbury against Newcastle, and I was just willing for, because it was a bursting run, and I was just willing for Declan Rice to hit it, and if he scored, it really reminded me of the Newcastle game at Highbury when Vieira scored from a bursting run from defence to midfield and then got on the edge of the box and hit it, but Declan Rice decided to pass it to someone else. But his performance in midfield was superb. So we were in control, I thought, and then a couple of minutes after the Jesus goal, they get a corner. Jesus was actually marking the defender and he scored from it 2-1. And I was like, oh my God. So from the 65th minute, I think the game turned where we were in possession and they were, and there was periods where they really put it on us towards the end. So in the last half hour, they put it on us on occasions where it was really nervy. Arteta saw this with his substitutions. I think Trossard was the best of the substitutions that come on. And we saw it out. Kivior come on towards the end, and we saw out the 2-1 victory. Like I said previously, Raya with his missed punch that looped over the bar. And we were lucky. We got out of Seville away, top of our group in the Champions League. So it was a good night for the Gunners. We got out of Spain with a 2-1 victory. And the performance was really good. It was much better than, obviously, Chelsea. And performances this season haven't had the speed in it, the fluid play, the passing. We've been a more controlled team this season. So, but we're still domestically unbeaten in the league, and we're top of our group in the Champions League with that win. So, good night for the Arsenal. Right, I'm going to go on to the player ratings. I give Raya a 6 for his performance. Benjamin White, I give him a 7. William Saliba, it feels bad for me giving him this because it seems like a low mark on his standards, but I'm giving him a 7. Gabriel, I thought was the better of the centre halves, but I gave him an 8. There's no surprise. I give Tomiyasu a 9. Right, going into the midfield. I'm going to give it away now. The player of my match, who I thought played the best. It's getting a little bit boring now because he keeps getting man of the matches given to him, but it was Declan Rice. I thought he was superb, controlling the game. His effort, he was a midfield great performance for any midfield player. Didn't give him 10 because he didn't score. Like I said, that Vieira run, if he would have scored in that, it would definitely have been a 10. But he's a leader, a captain. I don't think it's going to be long till he is the Arsenal captain. But superb performance. That's why I've given him a 9.5. Jorginho did well. He gets a 7. Odegaard gets a 7. Saka gets a 7. Martinelli gets an 8.5. And Jesus gets a 9. With that piece of play when for Martinelli's goal was absolutely quality. With Gabriel stopping the cross, going to Jesus, brilliant turn, and then assist Martinelli to put us 1 up. So I'm giving him a 9. But Declan Rice, the man of the match, and I gave him a 9.5. So we come out of Spain, played well, under the cosh for a bit, but not going to have Champions League action for a couple of weeks, where we have Seville at home, but bring on the Premier League at the Emirates for our next game. Come on, the Gunners. Keep it rolling, keep playing well, and keep getting the results. Up the Arsenal! O to B, Guna!